We're here and back to work on a good old Jeep. Today we're going to be trying to put a safari rack on it. I don't know exactly how we're going to do this yet. We're going to play it by ear, but I think he's got a pretty good idea how he wants it to go. All that and more on this week's episode of Project Sullivan. So, Uncle Mark's been working on a bender for us to build the safari rack. He asked me to come by and weld some pieces onto the bender to finish it up. After that, we're going to run a test piece. I've never bent things into place to fabricate them together. I've never bent anything ever, but I did watch YouTube on it, so you know I'm a professional now. The real question is it as easy as they make it look? Uncle Mark also bought a new welder for this project. We'll show that to you shortly, just as soon as we unload everything.
This is what I want to follow. That way we can, whenever we put those panels on, I can either put snaps or whatever on there.
Gotcha.
So we'll make it the same all the way up. Same as this, exactly.
Okay, so it's gonna be the right here and then forward how far?
To here. And then just come up at an angle.
How wide do you want it? You want it the same width as this too?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll try the bender out. We gotta weld this piece on to try to make the homemade bender work. I'm a little worried it's gonna crease because we need more support on the sides, but there's only one way to find out. He wants us to weld it here like this. And that way we can take this nut off. We're gonna try a new welder. And who better to try it than the world's worst welder? I'm pretty sure this is a 90 amp welder. Mark just got it for himself. Test out our welder here.
Yeah. Pretty small welder.
It's not the size of the welder, Grandpa, it's how you use it.
Well, the size doesn't matter. They're like wrenches. Size does matter.
You just clean a place for the ground here, the work line. Good thing I was wearing my safety Crocs. You know what they say, it'll hold till it won't. I think we should crank this up too. All the way. You think so? I don't think we need all of it. Of course, we're using the latest in flux core design from Harbor Freight 10 years ago. Dude, that looks pretty good. I need to turn up the wires.
The weld pretty good?
Yeah, so far. Now, it's my first time welding. I haven't really adjusted it too much, but you know what they say, a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't.
Looks good.
Actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. It comes with a strap.
Yeah. You can actually have it strapped to your back and be working up.
When it's thin metal, if you're 1/8 inch metal, you don't need more than 90 amps.
No.
Where's that wire brush?
I got it right here.
It comes with a strap. You can actually get up on a ladder and weld with it.
Let's pick it up.
It's only like 15 pounds.
Actually, it's not bad. Looks like it got pretty good penetration, dude.
I like it.
I think its biggest problem is I'm not a good welder.
What's the saying?
Rotates up your
Grinder and paint.
Oh, yeah, a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't.
Do you need more than one clamp? Okay, now we need to cut a piece off that scrap over there.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that.
And then test it. What?
Yeah, we need a practice piece anyway.
Yeah.
That may not be long enough.
No, it's not. You might cut a longer piece. We can try it.
Just a test piece anyway. Oh, I need to put this over first. Hold on, that bolt is hot still.
Yeah.
I was gonna put a mark right at the bolt.
Yeah, but that's not where it starts bending. Because then you can't measure accurately. See what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I was gonna make a template. Right, see, so what I'm wanting to do is, y'all aren't even looking. Pay attention. Class is over here.
So, where this came from was Tractor Supply, the bearing Tractor Supply, the bolts, and then we had scrap. So that's how it was built. This has a bearing in it. It was like 20 some bucks.
And metal I bought at an auction.
Yeah, or scrap.
Yeah, we mark it, like with the bolt or whatever. We bend it, and then we can use this as our template for everything. Do you know what I mean? So you set this where you want it on the pipe, mark your mark, and then it just lines up here and you know where to start bending from. Because this will give you where your bend goes to at the end.
Right. Mark your where the bolt is.
Yeah, and we'll just use the bolt as the starting point every time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
What is it?
It just spins the whole thing.
What?
We're gonna have to do something else because it's just spinning it.
Spinning what?
Pull the lever.
Oh.
We gotta fix our bender design before we could ever build this thing. All right, so I found this in the back of the truck. We're gonna go ahead and use this. Now the idea is we'll drill these 2 holes out that I've already marked. We'll slide this in here, put 2 bolts going down and nuts on the other side. Then we can just put a pin through here into the receiver hitch of the Jeep. That way we can use it for our bender. That's the new plan. Might have to change our plan. Instead of bolting, we're gonna weld probably. Let me get the finest and grinding stones here.
Does this fit?
Oh yeah, that's probably good then.
I just cut a piece and weld it out here.
Like there?
Anywhere in there. Over here. I'm gonna go look for that step drill.
You wanna look for a battery too?
Oh, yeah, there's one on the drill.
Okay.
Hand me that one and I'll plug it in.
Yeah, I just killed that one. Seriously? That's 2 batteries that are dead. Start a project with dead batteries. Brilliant. Your little one had more charge than all the rest, dude. Watch your eyes.
That's a pretty good weld, you know that?
I think you changed my dad's mind, dude.
What?
He likes that little welder.
Yeah, 150 bucks. That's what wasn't bad.
What's that?
That little welder.
I like it as small.
Actually, that looks good.
Yeah.
My welding game is on point today. It's about as good as I've ever done.
That looks real, that's pretty good welding. The right frequency, probably. Slide it in, see what it does.
Don't even need a table.
Yeah, my welding is on point today. Either that or that welder's better than the ones we've been using. All right, let's see how this thing bends. Where's our sample piece? Right here. Okay, again, I'm gonna put our little yellow mark lined up with the bolt. And now we'll give it a tug.
This is a cheater.
It's bending at an angle. It's working. It's just not flat.
Just don't fall on your ass.
That's about 90 degrees.
No, that's perfect. Look.
Well, it's angled up too. See, so if it's flat, look at it.
Yeah, but we can just put a clamp and bend it back.
Yeah, we can
Tweak
try,
it.
or a crescent wrench or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's working.
I didn't know if this would be strong enough, but I guess it is.
I mean, you can see how it's kind of flattening out there. If we had some more support, it'd probably be a little better, but
It don't matter. Look.
it'd be good enough. All right, come over here.
Not bad.
This is the angle he's trying to match.
You can't tell me that don't get any better than that.
Besides it being pivoted there. So see, what you do is, when you go to measure your box out, you'll draw your yellow line here. You'll draw your yellow line, and then we'll measure it out from the lines. You know what I mean? And what we'll do is we'll measure from this yellow line to the end of the bend. That way you know how much you gotta adjust for.
Right.
This bar is not long enough, I'll tell you that much. I had to put a lot into it.
Well, I didn't know how much it was gonna need, so
No, it's good.
I mean I have another piece we can just weld it back on. It's another foot.
Or just slide it in. Should be fine.
Well, it's the same size.
Oh, gotcha.
But we don't want to use heavy tube, do we?
We'll just throw that bad boy on there and call it a day.
Yeah, can do that too. That's good.
Pretty close. Like I said, if we had some more support, like horizontally, it would come out flat and it'd be a little more perfect.
Well, what I thought
that's not bad.
What I thought I had to do was get a piece of metal and put it in here so it stays above this edge.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's more, as I'm pulling it, it's trying to curl up this way. So it just needs a little flat piece right there that's the same width to keep it down. Because it's hitting this lip and not going down. It's up above where there's no lip is where it's having a problem.
Oh, do we want to go ahead and make one piece or no?
Well, I prefer to call it. I say we call it that way we get ready for this parade. We got a big parade we got to plan for. Pump it. Let it run a while, that battery. Probably a draw somewhere. I put the parking brake. At least the tree's gonna give us shade.
Yeah, no.
Gogo modeling our newest number for that welder on the go. I think that's hilarious. I like that. I kind of like that welder just because of that.
Something.
Are we gonna put this same bend here on the front as well, or do you?
Yeah, we can.
Or do you want something straight?
Well, we could go straight if we need to, but the top one needs to be curved all the way around and step back, so it's the same angle as this.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna try to match this angle. That shouldn't be that hard. And then, you know what's gonna be hard is climbing into the Jeep.
We don't have to weld it at all up there. Once we get one set, we could build the other one right above it.
No, what I'm talking about is when you're climbing into the Jeep, that's a low bridge, dude. I guess it's not so bad because
I'm gonna drop this seat too.
The cloth top would be
yeah, it's the same.
Would already be there.
I'm gonna drop that seat at some point too.
So because you're gonna put the cloth top here, are you gonna want it this high?
No. I just wanted to clear that bar.
Just clear that bar and that's it. Okay.
But set back a little bit.
And we got this 1-inch tubing at Tractor Supply that we're gonna use. We got one on this side and one on that side. Coincidentally, 3 foot's about where we need it to be. It'd be cool to put some rib nuts right there so you can just bolt it on.
I don't have rib nut machine or rib nuts.
I don't have either of those either.
I'm gonna go look for some metal.
You know, if it's me, it can only be a gold medal. I don't deal with that silver bullshit.
I do.
Says when it doesn't have a gold medal in anything.
On our little piece here, it's a little overbent actually, now that I look at it. But it's close enough to fit what we're talking about. Outside edge, I might have to test it. But what I've done is I put a little yellow line. That yellow line matches up with this so that it meets up for our measurements. We'll use this as a little cheater here. So we know where to start our bend is at that yellow line. It's got to bend around this corner. What we need to do is put our cheater here so we can figure out where we want it. Now we can measure from that yellow line that way to figure out kind of how long we need this pipe. This is further forward than we need it because we want it to match this angle. So if I hook this bad boy here, come out to here, we need it probably 7 foot is the first piece, and then we'll cut off the excess.
The top for the Geo is only $100. I wonder how much the top for this is.
It's not as much as content.
Pretty sure it'd be worth just buying the top.
How long is this bar right here, Gogo? Take this to the end.
12 foot.
It's 12 foot?
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
If it's 12 foot, that sucks because it's just a little bit too short. Oh no, it's gonna be way too short. "20 foot. Am I gonna be ambitious? I've never pipe bent anything ever, except for right here. And I did some chicken Mickey Mouse stuff that we did on your little go-kart 100 years ago.
And then there was the race car.
I never knew what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to bending. All right, so 7 foot brings us out to here for the bend. 7 and 7 is 14 for the other side. And if I grab this bad boy here, that's 4 feet roughly. So that's 18 feet, right? If it's 7 feet here and 7 feet on this side,
Not the person to be asking.
7 plus 7 is 14.
Yes.
And then 4 feet, that's 18. So we might be able to do it out of one stick.
Okay. Why don't you just say that?
That would be cool if we did it out of one stick, right? I say we try it. You'll never get good at something unless you try it. We could always cut it. With a welder and grinder, we can make anything fit. Here, hold this.
Why so far back?
Because that'll be extra anyway. That's 64 and a quarter-ish. Let's make it 64 and a half. Okay, Gogo, let's get that big stick over here. The first bend will be at 64 and a half. So that's lined up there where our little yellow line goes. And Logan's gonna slowly walk this way as I start trying to bend it.
I'm not. Don't make me.
Just support it.
I know.
Okay, hold on a sec.
You don't need a clamp? That needs to stay where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just hold it and tell you if it's moving.
Keep coming. Alright, that's probably about it.
No, that's not even 90.
No, I thought that was.
Not yet.
More. Hold on, go right there.
I should get a bigger square, huh?
Yeah. Well, let's just lay it out. Let's see where it goes. That looks pretty close, dude.
Maybe a little more.
I'm flat here.
You're flat against it.
Yeah. A little more.
Logan, pick it up off that. There we go. Is that where it sits naturally?
So that's where.
I need to go your way more towards that side. You know what? To get a more accurate reading, how about we take off your door closure there?
We can.
It's only a couple bolts. What are they? 7/16 probably. That looks like it needs to bend in a little more. Pick that up. Maybe it's just hooked right there. Yeah, it needs to come in a little more. About.
Well, just overbend it a little bit and then we can always come back out.
Yeah. Okay, make sure our yellow line gets back in the same spot.
That's probably good.
Well, it's definitely overbent.
That's okay. Just hold it right there and I'll pull it.
It's a little off from here, but it lines up on the other side this way. I think this is a little off. This panel's a little off. Something's a little off. All right, so now we got to come over here.
Yeah, but you'll never see it up here.
Yeah.
The only time as long as we're close, whenever we put the panels on, it'll be fine.
Use the calibration eye. Even though I have a square right over there. Alright, now we can do it the other way too. So we want it to end right there. So I'm going to mark it here. As an amateur builder, you always want to build a really complicated piece. Alright, let me see if I can
pipe in.
Yeah, it's far enough now. Okay, hold on.
We should have marked the piece of metal where it was at 90 when we put this one in.
Ah, it kinked on this one.
Ah,
We're gonna have to cut it anyway.
did it kink bad?
It kinked because it moved and spun and moved out of the way.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I was saying. We need a clamp.
Yeah,
Right
but I
here.
didn't know how we were gonna clamp it.
Just clamp it right here and we'll keep it from going in.
We could try that. That sucks. I really wanted to try to do that all in one piece.
Well, I figured it won't happen. It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. 4.5 right there. What was this supposed to clamp to?
Just jam it in there. Clamp it to the tube. So it don't go that way. It pulls from that side, not this side.
See what you're saying? Mark, I think it's me pushing against your leg is what's pulling it out. Give me 1 sec.
Get up. Okay, it's not coming out.
It's kinking again.
It's kinking again?
Uh-huh.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, right there.
Yep, it's kinking again.
We're running out of metal.
You got it? No, it's just gonna kink some more.
We did do perfect, and then the last two sucked.
Well, there's not a lot of support. Usually to keep from kinking, they put support on either side.
Yeah, well.
That was what I was worried about yesterday, remember?
It's doing it now. Maybe holding the side is what screws it up. Because it's pulling. Put the pipe in now. It's doing it now, right?
Yeah.
I think we can't mess with the side.
Yeah, it might be that side. Alright. We got our bend. We're just gonna have to piece it together though.
That is what it is.
If this was wood, I'd tell them that this is the point where we need to get the wood stretcher out, but since it's metal, we're not going to be able to do that.
And today's project is brought to you by Sweat and Hard Work.
Yeah. Mess around and find out weekly.
You good?
I didn't need that shin anyway. Right there at my ankle / shin.
Nah, that bend's wrong.
That sucks, dude. That got me right on the cankle. But it needs a little bit more, but we're gonna need to take that bracket off. Go. Okay, I have a question for you, Mark, while he's doing that. On this pipe right here, you're gonna want this. See how it's offset?
Yeah, but we can just smash that tube.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, and then we'll weld it in.
That's all I was gonna ask.
We're not gonna have to. Why are you doing that? Oh, you're putting it so when we put it up there.
Yep. We already have our measurement. Here, just make you feel better. I'll fix it. 2 weeks later.
All right.
Okay, let's set up your.
So if I put this here like this, and this here like this bad boy comes from this. And I cut it right there. We have our first one put on. Man, I cut this thing 3 times, it's still short.
Luggage.
26 inches.
Show me your masterpiece.
Well, you won't be able to tell unless we wire brushed it. It's just tack welded a bunch of times because I was afraid of burning another hole through it.
Measure one apiece, put it in there, about here.
Let me get the measuring tape. 55 3/4.
Do we have enough for 2?
I don't know, let's find out. That would be 110 and
11?
111 and a half. Yeah, we could do 2
So we can put one in the front to stabilize
because we got about 120 inches. And we got that little chunk there too. I don't know how long that is. 55 3/4 right there. He said go arbitrary, I'm going 2 foot on center. Apparently 2 feet on center is directly on top of the shifter.
Marco broke his sawzall.
it. Clicking, but it ain't working.
The battery dead?
No,
Yes.
no, it's not.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Brand new.
All right, what do you need me to do?
Pick up that side and push it over.
But I've dropped it a couple times too.
I don't know. My dad's throwing drills off the top of a roof.
Yeah, but those are DeWalt's. Hand me a measuring tape. There's a reason they cost more. But if you're just doing hobby stuff, there's no point in it.
You even threw your sawzall down once. Or twice. For your entire life.
There's a reason DeWalt's cost 5 times more though. Or 4 times more or whatever. Time to pick up the rack. Okay, I might have to pick up the bag first.
Oh, no, hang on. There we go. What are you doing?
We gotta full weld it. Pick it up.
Where the circles are.
Just gonna full weld it. you've been watching this long, you might as well subscribe. Remember, don't wait for opportunity, create it.